This is the Two Pink Tits podcast. Two tits, no limits, one mission.
Hello, Queens. I'm Coach Darling, your go-to pink queen for prosperity, passion, and perky perspective. And I'm here with my better half in sass, strategy, and my twin boob, the one and only, a little coach with a whole lot of fire, Amy.
Together, we're your double trouble duo behind the Two Pink Tits. The podcast that gives you the lift on all things real, raw, and ridiculously relatable. We've been in a relationship for 3 years, and by the end of 2024, we officially joined forces in business and badassery to bring this bold, boob-powered podcast to life. Each episode, a full cup or two of juicy convo from prosperity, purpose, and personal growth to the unfiltered, saggy, and sometimes unclassed moments of being human.
We're not here to preach, teach, or pop out perfection. We're here to share the lived in, laughed through, cried about, sometimes what the fuck parts of our journey, boobs, brains, and all. So if you're into honest chats, hot takes, deep dives, and maybe just the occasional nipple slip of wisdom, you're in the right place.
Two coaches, two perspectives, two unapologetic pink tits, keeping it real, raw, and a little risque. Bravo, babe.
Shall we dive in? And welcome. Hello, a little coach Amy. Welcome back. So lovely to be sharing the space with you today.
Hello, Coach Darling, and to our beautiful little darling audience.
Hello, prosperity queens from the prosperity coach over here saying hello.
What are we motorboating into today?
Well, a little coach, we are going to be digging up the double Djig on everything mindset.
Oh, juicy.
Juicy,
I like it.
I love it. Okay, so a little coach, why don't you tell me a little bit more about mindset and why we are revealing the Djig?
Well, let's start off with what is mindset? So mindset is that story you are telling yourself on repeat, whether it's lifting you up like a good bra or dragging you down like a crusty, old, sweaty sports one.
No one wants that.
Choose one that is actually supporting who you are becoming.
Ooh, I love that analogy, a little coach. We don't want the crusty ones. No one wants the crusty sports bra, right? So let's think about mindset in a slightly different way. So imagine you're getting ready for something important. You've got maybe a hot date, maybe you've got a nice little job interview lined up, or you just need a girl power suit. Okay?
Love it.
You need something. Now, prosperity queens, what bra are you choosing? Are we going for the crusty, sweaty sports bra?
Maybe if you're relaxing and chilling at home.
Or are we picking the Heidi Klum Victoria's Secret lace number with the little purple sash?
And jewels to match.
Bejeweled little nipple caps. Yes, of course, we're going with the Heidi Klum one. Because when we're getting dressed to impress and we're looking in the mirror, we need to look and feel good by the image that's reflected to us, right?
Yes.
So mindset can be a little bit like boob tape. It either holds things up or it peels off mid-dance and exposes all your insecurities for everyone to see.
We don't want those insecurities spilling out on the dance floor, do we now?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So it's time to secure those thoughts with some better boob tape, queens.
I like to imagine your mindset is like your inner roommate. There's this roommate. She's cheering you on. She's making you those healthy green juices and giving you those positive affirmations.
Yummy.
But then you have your other roommate, and that roommate is stealing your snacks. They're criticizing your flat surface chest, your belly rolls, and they're leaving you these gorgeous passive-aggressive post-its.
I love passive-aggressive post-its. I love them. Love, love, love.
So basically, your mindset is your collection of thoughts and beliefs, conscious or not, and they shape how you see yourself, others, and what's possible.
Oh, I love that. So basically what you're saying, if you listen to the thoughts that tell you you're not good enough, that's what will show up in your reality.
And we definitely don't want those. Those don't serve us at all.
At all. So if you listen to the thoughts that tell you maybe anything is possible, then that will show up in your reality, right?
Completely. And that's the thing, is that when you do listen to those positive, enlightening thoughts about what's possible, that gets you excited
Yes,
for what's to come.
Absolutely. And it also makes you feel like you are much more supported. The more those positive and empowering thoughts and words are in your head, it's creating a framework that's kind of holding you, right?
Yes.
You feel a lot more supported.
Yes, we want those perky thoughts only.
So the good news is that you can update those thoughts like a good boob job after having 3 kids, right?
Well, a positive and empowering mindset is an invaluable ingredient in creating a life that you are obsessed with. Doesn't that sound fulfilling?
That sounds absolutely cup-fillingly delicious.
It really does.
Okay, so a little coach, let's kind of unpack this a little bit. Let's spill the tea a bit on this double D jig. What would you say is a nice, delicious, floppy mindset that you've thrown away in the past?
Well, I don't think it's delicious, but one of my very floppy, saggy, negative mindset was a very dangerous story I used to replay over and over and over again to myself. After my first massive health hiccup, that was when a third of my colon was removed because I had diverticulitis and my colon perforated. Now, this left me with a 31 centimeter scar down the center of my stomach and a colostomy bag, just as an added accessory to look at.
Okay, so that's bra line to pube line, right?
It really is. It really is. And I had to look at that and come to terms with that and accept that. But that one story that I used to always tell myself. So we spoke more about this in episode 1, but you can imagine the stories that I told myself after this massive op and what I had to then look at and try and deal with. Honestly, I would avoid mirrors altogether. Couldn't even see a reflection of myself. But if I did catch a glimpse of my body, especially that midsection, whether it was changing my bag or having a bath spritz, my droopy, saggy inner critic was screaming out to me. It would say horrible things like, I am broken, I'm not sexy anymore, no one will desire me or even touch me, I can never show these scars to anyone, and I am unlovable.
Jeez, those are some deep cutting stories.
They really were, and they were negative, they didn't serve me. They made me feel like crap. That's when I knew I just needed to do something. And thank goodness I never was the bikini wearing type, because let's just say that would have been a double D dilemma right there.
Well, I'd like to just say I think that you would look gorgeous in a bikini.
I think I might just do that with this mindset upgrade.
Love that.
But yes, so essentially these thoughts were real boob blockers.
So, a little coach, can you expand on how hard it was to recognize that inner critic? Like that voice that's now screaming at you after this op. It's telling you you're broken. It's telling you you're unlovable. It's telling you that you're not beautiful. Like, how did you discover that this voice was actually going to make things worse for you?
Well, that's the thing, is that this initial inner critic voice was just screaming out all these negative, horrible things, and it came up physically. I wasn't recovering or healing like I needed to. I was actually becoming more sick. I was becoming more fatigued. The problems were creeping in, like I had a lot more skin irritations. I had terrible side effects. I wasn't sleeping. I had a general lack of not wanting to do anything, whether it was getting out of bed, whether I was going to brush my teeth or get changed for the day. I was just digressing and I was going backward instead of forward. And I didn't even want to move.
Jeez, so what did you do?
Basically, in not so many words, I just flipped my script. So I gave my body extreme self-love that it was craving. And I used to do this by whispering love letters to myself. And it was in the form of affirmations, which I love. I would lovingly trace my scars with my fingertips, saying things like, you are beautiful. Thank you for carrying me through this ordeal. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for healing every day. Thank you for carrying me through this, because you are strong, resilient, and amazing for having got through this. And I was just extremely grateful for my body having survived this near-death experience. The gratitude that I bathed in was amazing. I was just so grateful to be alive, and that my scars were now a sign of my resilience, a sign of my strength, and that if I could survive this, I can survive anything that comes my way.
So that was a real jiggle with purpose, right?
It really was. And, you could say a resilient mindset is the shift that I had to own, really, really own in order to move forward. The old, insecure, negative, self-sabotaging mindset that didn't serve me at all. Well, that had to go. It had to get shifted to the back of the bus, and goodbye, old mindset.
Goodbye, and please don't call again.
Exactly.
So now that you have this resilient mindset, does this old saggy mindset ever visit you?
You know what, to be honest, it does. But what I do is I just invite her in, I give her a seat at the table, and I just listen to her. And then what I do is I just let my resilient, powerful mindset take the mic.
Ooh, I love that.
And this is what she would say, my resilient mindset. She would say to me, don't jump to the worst case scenario. Rationally unpack it to find what the root cause is. Patiently listen to my intuition. So that is another key step to my transition into this mindset, was listening to my gut. I mean, how's that for a nice analogy? I was listening to my gut now, and I needed to tap into that intuition and just to hear if this is an emergency or if it's not, and just to take it step by step and let it unfold as it should, because I needed to believe in the process. The other thing that my resilient mindset took the mic and spoke up about was just to breathe and affirm that I am safe, I am protected, and I'm divinely guided. I needed to listen to my emotions, as they are to this day my guidance system of what action I need to take.
Geez, so that's like no padding, straight to the truth. That mindset is needed for everyday life. Those lessons, that kind of resilient mindset is just linked to every situation, no matter what the challenges you're facing.
It really is, and it comes into play when you are facing challenges. And this is my go-to healthy mindset every day.
Oh, I love that. Resilient mindset. Love it.
It has served me well and continues to do so. Now, Coach darling, you're in the limelight now. What is the floppy mindset you have had to throw away?
Sorry, prosperity queens. My English bundle is #finished. Right. So, little coach, a couple of years ago, I found myself in a double D dilemma where I had to change my mindset from not good enough to taking failure as feedback and then using that as a route to success.
Wow, how did you lift your boobs and those beliefs and that mindset? How did you lift those?
Adopting a prosperity mindset. I decided in late 2018, I got this brain-harrowing idea in one of my meditations to start a business. And things were changing quite a lot in my life at the time. And I came up with this great idea. I was going to start a business to support my wellness students, my yoga and meditation students. And I started a little business called the Meditation Hub. And this was supposed to be a portal to help support my yoga, meditation and wellness students. And I did everything. I did the CI, I got things designed, I made a whole business plan, I engaged designers and copywriters, I built an entire website. Well, I didn't build a website, I paid someone to build a website. I threw tons of money at this business, and I was 100% convinced
That this was your double D-sized dream.
this was my double D-sized dream, kids. I was flying. I was going to do the best I'd ever done. And I can't tell you the amount of energy I poured into this thing day and night. This is what I did. Most of 2019 was taken up by building this meditation hub business.
And Coach darling, just that in itself is a huge risk. You already put some of that, that failure of not being good enough to launch this business by yourself. That is huge, to take the risk and to get out of your comfort zone and, build this double D-sized dream.
Well, the thing is, a little coach, is that the irony is this idea of the meditation hub had sort of come to me in response to the fact that I was consistently not feeling good enough. You know, I had been searching of how I could, solve this feeling of not being good enough. So when this idea popped into my head, I was like, I have found the double Djig
Yes,
lesson.
you've waved that magic wand and you've solved a lot of problems.
And I solved it. So 2019, I just put my head down and I grafted and I threw absolutely everything, time, money, resources, you name it, I threw it at.
So you unclasped and tossed your bra on the floor.
Completely fucking boobs dangling in space. I was just... And actually, now in hindsight, I look back, I was completely blind. I really did adopt a kamikaze attitude to building a business. I didn't have any structure. I just literally threw shit against the wall and hoped for the best.
Yeah, well, you had no fear. And you know what? For that stage in your life, that's what you needed to have, was that relentless fearlessness to just take the risk and go for it. Love it.
To add on to this, not only did I now obviously draining every available resource to build this business, in the midst of all of this, I decided to do yoga training. At end of 2019, in fact, it was November of 2019, I signed up to do yoga training. And for any of the prosperity queens out there that have done yoga training, you know what comes next. Yoga training is the single most intensive version of self-work you can possibly sign yourself up to do. It is so incredibly intense and insane.
It's basically like boob sweat building character, right?
You remember that crusty sports bra we're talking about? This becomes the crusty sports bra of your life. I spent the entirety of 2020, COVID, the 2020 year in a crusty sports bra and sweaty ass yoga pants, pretty much the most of 2020. I'm now a yoga teacher by the end of 2020. In fact, I was 2021, I became a yoga teacher officially. I've now got a company and I'm now a yoga teacher and I am going for it. And it was a gigantic, massive, double D dangling failure. The whole bloody thing imploded almost at the same time, along with my personal life and everything along with it.
Okay, so at that time, what did that inner critic say to you then and there?
Oh my God, she showed up and said, you see, you're not good enough, right? That is exactly what happened. It was like, and this is the thing, I had no idea that you could reframe failure into a version of success.
Yeah.
Okay? I had no idea. At the time, all I had in my head was that mama's voice in my head going, if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's a belief that you've been carrying around for all these years.
My inner critic is a complete bully. My inner critic wants me to fail at every turn. My inner critic believes if you are not first, you are last. You have lost the race. You are out. That is it. You're done. Okay? But it was only training to become a prosperity coach did I learn the lesson. Failure is feedback. This is a mechanism. It's an opportunity for you to mine this failure and say, okay, what did I do wrong? Where did it go wrong? Why did it go wrong? But even more than that is to highlight that that failure had so many successes embedded in it.
Exactly.
I literally built a business with not a stitch of training. I had no mentors. I had no prior training. I had literally just been running my little sound business off the cuff. Again, no training. I ran that sound business for 10 years on my own with no training on how to be an entrepreneur. I just bust my way through it. Like free boobed it.
And exactly. And just that needs to be completely celebrated about.
Yeah.
You need to celebrate, you need to dance, you need to really embrace that success because that is huge achievement.
Exactly. And I mean, when I became a yoga teacher, that not good enough voice was overwhelming. I had no idea how to be a yoga teacher. A prosperity mindset, I had to build it. I had to go back. How can I mine these failures? One, for my successes, because they were buried and embedded within the failure. And how could I reframe this failure into a form of feedback and say, well, why not try it again? and, make the adjustment. One of the best analogies that was ever given to me about failure versus feedback is imagine yourself as a photographer, or you're in front of a camera, right? You're behind a camera, excuse me. And you are focusing on the image you're about to take, and that focus is not quite right? So you have to adjust the lens to the point where suddenly that image comes into perfect focus, right? That is the exact analogy for failure versus feedback. It's about being able to tweak the situation that you're focusing on to say, well, how can I make that better? What do I need to do?
How can I zoom in and truly focus on what needs to be focused on?
Zoom in, zoom out. What do I need to do? Do I need to kind of stand back, make the image wider? It's all about the feedback.
And the adjustments that you can make to make it better. So this mindset of yours has got some real bounce and jiggle with purpose, Coach Darling. Prosperity and success. I love it.
Thank you, a little coach. So how do you lift your boobs and your beliefs about yourself? How about you spill the tea in a little cleavage too?
Jeez, that's getting quite personal, Coach Darling, but I'll share some cleavage. So I refer to it as a mindset emergency toolkit.
Love that.
So as I mentioned earlier, I used to say these love letters and affirmations to myself. One of the tools I suggest you as the listeners use, especially if you are dealing with your body that has undergone change, or you have ongoing struggles with your health that you just can't wrap your head around. You can either write out a beautiful love letter to yourself, either on a piece of paper, type it out, and you can just have affirmations within that letter. Things like...
So we can turn those passive-aggressive Post-its, turn them around into positive affirmations.
That is self-love to yourself.
Love that.
So you can flip that script and just cancel out all that negativity.
Okay, so could you put these Post-its on a mirror?
Completely, but also you want to look in the mirror. You want to look at yourself in the eyes and with honesty and authenticity and really just heartfelt emotion, you want to say these affirmations. I love you. I am proud of you. I support you. I accept you and I appreciate you.
I absolutely adore that because mirror work is powerful
And
mindset shift, right?
And let me tell you, when you first stand in front of that mirror and you look at yourself, your true self, this is not a matter of, oh, I'm going to look in the mirror, cool, you cool today, I'm proud of you. It's not that at all. It's really, really looking at yourself.
So I just want to highlight a little perky tidbit here about mirror work. The reason why mirror work is so powerful in mindset shift is when we were taught as children and kids, we looked to the eyes of our parents, of our caregivers, of people of authority, right?
Or whoever we looked up to.
Whoever we looked up to. And we learned that lesson through looking at that visual cue.
Well, looking is that connection.
Correct. It's the connection, right? So when you as an adult look in the mirror and connect with your eyes, that version of yourself that's looking back to you is going to teach you that lesson.
Exactly.
That's
and not
the power.
Exactly. And not a lot of people can actually recognize who they are when they look at themselves in the mirror. So that's why when I say when you're doing these loving affirmations to yourself, you're not just saying them. You actually got to put the emotion behind it and truly say, I love you. And repeat it. I love you. I love you. I am proud of you. I am proud of you. I accept you. I accept you.
That is a full cup size of beauty right there. What else would you be doing, a little coach?
Well, I like to call it, and I have learned this through my ISCA coaching program with Sandy Forster, so it's all credit to her, but I love it, and it's something called a self-esteem workout.
Ooh.
Now, as you know, self-esteem, it goes hand in hand with confidence. And we spoke about my resilient mindset, right? And this has really helped me doing this workout. And what it is, you are making lists about yourself. You can take a paper and a pen, or you can take your laptop and jot down these little lists. And what you do is you start off with, the first list will be what is good about you.
Ooh, I like that.
So why are you different? Why are you unique? And what makes you you?
Fabulous.
So the little things like I'm a good listener, I'm passionate, I hold space for people.
Ooh,
okay.
lovely.
Then the next thing you need to do is make a list about what you're good at. So they sometimes overlap, but what you're really good at. Some people could even write, I'm good at paddle, or I'm good at reading fantasy novels. Then you need to make another list. A list where you are saying what you forgive yourself for.
Ooh, lovely. Forgiveness is key, hey?
So forgiveness is key because what you don't forgive yourself for in life, you hold on to that pain, anger, and resentment. And this needs to be released.
Yes.
So I know personally, one of the things I need to forgive myself for was being ashamed of my scars. That was one of the things that I had to forgive myself for because I flipped the script and said, thank goodness I have these scars because it just showed me how resilient I was. I overcame a near-death experience. I'm grateful for them now. Yes. I celebrate them. They are beautiful.
Yes. Yes, they are beautiful.
And then what you need to do is make a long list of your achievements. So this is also vital because when you're having a down and out kind of a day and you just need a pick-me-up motivation, you look at this list, so it needs to be visible. You look at this list of achievements that you've done throughout your whole life, and you can keep adding to these lists. You know, achievements like one of my achievements is surviving a near-death experience.
Yeah.
That is a huge achievement on my list. And you are going to take all these beautiful lists of why you matter, why you're so unique, what you're good at, what you forgive yourself for, and your achievements. And what you're going to do is you are going to set a date. So it could be in 2 weeks' time, a month's time, wherever you feel comfortable. You might find a private, quiet space where you can just tell the universe why you matter, what you're good at, what you forgive yourself for, your past mistakes, and the achievements. And you're going to shout out to the universe. You can either do it out in the open, in a quiet space, at a dam, at the beach, anywhere that's secluded. But of course, if you're not comfortable and you can't find that space, then do it in your head. But you are just telling the universe, this is what I've done. This is why I am who I am.
Yeah.
And it's a confidence booster to just keep going, to be that resilient self.
I love that. So that's a tits first, doubt second kind of vibe. I love that.
Exactly. Now, coach darling, no bra, no bullshit. What's your go-to?
A little coach, changing the narrative. Change the story.
Ooh,
Right?
that sounds intriguing.
Change the story. Prosperity queens, pick up that beautiful pink pen of prosperity and rewrite your fucking story. It's looking at your failures. Go to them and rewrite the story how you wanted it to go. So take your laptop, get a beautiful pink pen, get a beautiful journal, get a piece of paper, whatever works for you. Write out the story as it is, exactly as you are now. Include your failures, include your mistakes, everything you did wrong, everything everyone else did wrong. Add everything. Don't skip a detail.
All the tidbits need to be included, right?
Exactly as it is right now. Then I want you to take that piece of paper. Please don't burn your laptop, Prosperity Queens.
Or your house down when you're doing this.
Or your house down. So find a nice, secure, fireproof pit, okay? Get your piece of an old narrative, right? Get it. Set fire to that baby.
Or cut it up. Safer option, right?
If you can't set fire to it, Prosperity Queens, take a gorgeous piece of scissors and snap up that little beauty. Get rid of it. Destroy it. In some way, cut the story up. Make sure you eliminate it. Don't fold it into the dustbin and let it go.
Because it's still sitting there.
Still sitting there.
It's in your energy space.
It's in your space. So crumple it, burn it, tear it, cut it, get rid of it.
Don't swallow it.
Don't swallow it. Please, that requires a doctor. And that's small stomach issues, which
No.
a little
Don't
coach will
need
talk
these.
about in
No.
detail. So now you've destroyed the old story. Now you are going to rewrite this beautiful double D upgraded version story of you and your new desired self.
So that you can stay jiggly, juicy, and true to yourself.
Love that. Now we're on the double D upgraded version of you and your story. starting with some prompts just to help you. What does your most successful, prosperous life look like? What job are you doing? Did you start that dream business? Are you living in your dream house? Where is your dream house? Do you have the freedom you want every day to do whatever you want with your time? Who's with you? Are you traveling? Do you have the fur babies you want? What is your level of joy? Don't skip any details. Be specific. Write it with all the senses in mind. What are the smells? What are the tastes? What do you feel? What are you seeing? Bring this vision, the success, prosperity vision to life.
So you're unhooked and unfiltered.
Unhooked and unfiltered, baby. So, if you don't like writing, build pictures and words and phrases. Draw it. No one is going to look at this other than you. But anything that speaks to this new version of yourself, and then put it somewhere where you can see it. Read it weekly. Read it monthly. Use this every time you hear that inner self-critic, that not good enough. Pick up this new story and remind yourself why failure is feedback to success. Every time you hear that not good enough. Sorry, Queens, I got carried away.
So now, thank you, Coach Darling, for sharing that amazing tool for us. You just showed me your real boobs and shared your real talk.
Oh, well, thank you, a little coach. It's always such a pleasure to share these incredible stories like your resilient mindset. And thank you for that wonderful self-esteem workout. I cannot wait to try it out. Get my full busty, bouncy, double D jig on with that and everything.
Well, I can't wait to rewrite my new 2.0 version story.
Your prosperity success version.
Exactly.
I am very excited. Thank you for this busty, bouncy, double G, double D, DG, double D jig on everything mindset, little coach.
Don't sag on your dreams, darlings. Get those mindsets resilient, prosperous, and successful.
And powerful. Till next time, beautiful queens.
Bye.
Bye. So if you ever feel like life is just happening to you instead of for you, we're here to flick the straps because, babe, you were born to be bold, brilliant, and wildly prosperous.
So tune in to our next episode with your tits up, tits out, tits forward.
This is the Two Pink Tits podcast. 2 tits, no limits, 1 mission.
Okay, legal stuff. We are not registered psychologists or psychiatrists. We do not prescribe medication, pills, or anything other than really good high vibe ideas.
Exactly. Love that. Couldn't have put it even better.
Exactly. We are just 2 coaches looking to make the world a better place for women and raise our vibration collectively.
Love it. Thank you, Coach Darling.
Thanks, Coach Amy.
Bye.